early because I only have this room for a certain amount of time before they close, and I want to get through the guys, as soon as I can because I have other things I need to do here. So keep in mind. Hopefully, you guys, I watched the replay of my last lives that I uploaded like yesterday. It was horrible. The connection, it's horrible. I'm like, why is the connection so horrible? I'm trying to get some filter, but the lighting is horrible in here anyway. It's horrible. It's horrible. Mm-mm. We're just gonna keep it normal. Okay, so I have to put something. Okay, it's important for you guys to know. Oh, hi, if you guys are new, welcome. I'm Charlene. Welcome to Charlene Speak. I am a decoder. If you are drawn to my channel, most likely you are a decoder as well, or evolutionary beings, I like to call you guys. So if you are drawn to it, my channel, we decode hidden clues and messages of God. We decode God's codes. That's what we do. So we're going to decode something, or decode something that I found out. So this channel, or this message, this hidden clue, is symbols of God. Okay, so whenever you see a reference of the storm, whether it's in the Bible, whether it's in movies, whether it's in the music, whether it's in the books that you read, whether especially the Bible, it doesn't matter. Like God's codes is everywhere, but it's not in everything. Okay, so when you see the storm, just know that that's God's code, that's God's symbol. Okay, it's a symbol referencing I'm coming. I am arriving. The storm is coming. It's something about I'm coming through. I'm coming in. I'm rushing in, and I'm bringing all my might. Like I'm coming with my. Like it's like when you see the storm being referenced, just know that it's God's coming. God's coming in the forefront. God's making his presence known in some shape or form, like whether it's through his codes, like his code's going to be activated, whether it's through his messages, like he's going to be sending a lot of messages, whether he's sending his people to speak for him, but it's God's coming. Okay, so I kept singing the word storm, and people are like having conversation with me, saying something about the storm is coming. So that's something that I heard. Uh, I also, yes, the storm. So just knowing that that's coded for God's coming in. Okay, that's when God will come in. If you constantly see that repeated, constantly see that, and you're like, if you're if it's like constantly repeated, just knowing that that's the detail. You have to pay attention to detail. That means that's God's, there's a hidden clue, a hidden message for you to be aware of. Be aware of that he's coming. Okay, God, that's God coded for his symbol. I'm arriving. So when you see God with the umbrella, that means the umbrella is double coded. That's like they call it. It's coded twice. Okay, so when you see the umbrella, that means God is that's God's clue, that's God's symbol. However, the umbrella represents some type of system, some type of organization that God's bringing down. Okay, so the umbrella representing I'm bringing this corrupt corporation, this corrupt organization down. So when you see umbrella being referenced, that's God's symbol, that's God's code, that hey, I'm coming in to bring this down. I'm coming in to destroy this thing. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you see the messages I'm sending? I'm coming. I'm arriving. Okay, so I'm arriving, and I kept hearing, "Here I am. Can you feel my rain? Feel my rain." Here I am. Can you feel my rain? Rain is God's it's the tears, okay? Tears that were shed. Okay, tears that were shed. It could have been God's tears. People like to reference that, like when it rains, that's God's crying. I remember growing up, that was a saying, but this actually is. It's like it's tears being shed. It could be God's tears or anybody's tears, but something about here I am, feel my rain. Oh, can you feel my rain? Feel my rain. Here I am. Can you feel my rain? So when you see the umbrella, just know that that's God's code, which is a hidden clue, hidden message, and it's also God's symbol saying that I'm coming in, which is the storm. It's like warning people that I am coming, right? The umbrella is a symbol of God. It said I'm coming in to destroy something. So for this instance, I got something about organization or corporation that needs to be brought down. So God said, here I am. Can you feel my rain? Feel my rain. So rain can represent, again, like I mentioned, tears being shed. It can also represent God's pain or just pain in general. So God is like it's saying that God hear your pain, God knows your pain, God sees your pain of this what has occurred. Just know that I'm coming to destroy, disrupt, to erupt like a volcano. I mean, erupting a volcano. I'm coming in to destroy them, dismantle them. Prepare yourself. I'm coming in. Can you hear my message? Can you see me? Can you feel me? So when you see the storm means it's warning the people, it's warning the collective, it's warning the world. I'm coming. The umbrella represents it's two coded. It's coded twice. So the umbrella represents God's symbol, right? But it also represents a hidden or corrupt organization that needs to be brought down, like something that's like intertwined into one, but it's a lot of pieces to it. So that's what the umbrella represents. There's a lot of pieces to it. It's not just one thing, it's everything, but it all connects. So God said, I'm coming in to dismantle it. Turning into blood. Wow. Yeah, I think it was she mentioned that. I wrote that down, Yari. Thank you. I actually wrote that part down, but I didn't mention it in the live that I did yesterday, which the connection was horrible. I had to watch the replay. Yari, why you didn't tell me it was horrible? I'm like, what the heck? I would have stopped everything and restarted it. It was horrible. Okay, I wrote that down. Give me a second. The Jason movie. No problems. Yari said it was good for for the most part. If you would have told me, I would have just stopped everything and restarted or something. Because when I try to watch it back, I'm like, this is horrible. That's why I'm in a new location. How's the quality? Is it good? Besides the camera quality, I know the camera quality is messed up. I gotta get a new phone. Oh, have you watched part two already? I didn't watch part two yet. I gotta link it on the community tab today, so I gotta remember myself to do that. I've been channeling like crazy today. It's crazy. Like since I got up, like since 3 a.m. I've been channeling like crazy. Okay, I wrote it down. I know I did. I know I did. Because I know that part was important, especially when she was like, I kept dreaming about this, and it was like blood. And I feel like that was a foreshadowing of her death. Like she saw her death, not even realizing it. Oh yeah. Right after this live, we're gonna discuss that. Thank you, Yari, for part two, like to be continued part. I thought you were talking about part two of the movie franchise, Friday the 13th. I'm just looking back at the dream reference that the girl had because I wrote exactly what she said. I remember writing it down because it was so weird, especially how she said it. And then even though her partner was like, he was weirded out, like he didn't like it. But I knew there was something. Like when you have that dream, you gotta pay attention to your dreams too. Okay, I guess I don't know. Maybe it was a different. No, I wrote it here. I wrote everything in this book. Maybe I just didn't pass it. Okay. Also, remember the. Okay, we're gonna talk about that to be continued part. Here I am. Can you feel my rain? Feel my rain. And here I am. Can you feel my rain? Can you feel my rain? Here I am. Okay, I don't see it. So that's weird. But I know I wrote it down. I remember writing it down. Okay, it was a warning. The tagline of the movie was they were warned, they are doomed, and on Friday the 13th, nothing will save them. Yeah, I told you, God always warns people before he do what he do, before he casts judgment, before he sends Jason the son, before he do all those things, before he comes in, before the storm comes in, he always warned people to change your ways, make better decisions. People like to say repent, but it's more so like making amends. Because I feel like I don't like if you say, oh, I repent as if everything's fixed. That's not how that works. It's like making amends of the past. It's like correcting your wrong. Whether you have to go, if you did, like, if you committed murder in the past and you got away with it and you just start living your life, but in that person's story was never told, and you just started living your life this whole time and you never made amends with it and turning yourself in, God gave you time to correct yourself. It's something about time. It's like God always gives you warnings, but there's always time with it. He gives you time, like, okay, are you going to make a better decision this time? Are you going to correct your wrong? Did you learn? Yes, you did that. It was horrible. It was, yeah, but are you still the same person that you was back then? Are you still committing that? If you're not, so what's stopping you from making amends? What are you afraid of? You see, something about that time and warnings. God always gives you warning, but with that warning, He gives you time. So remember that fact. Here I am, can you feel my rain? Okay. Oh, I have. You see, I was chilling all day. I forgot. I woke up because I said it started at 3 in the morning. I woke up and I channeled something about. You know that's gonna be a different live, but you know Megan Good's boyfriend, husband. I think that's her boyfriend now. The actor dude who got in trouble with the law. I channeled something with him. Like, I actually had a vision about him, what's about to happen to him. But that's gonna be a different thing. But I'm like, why am I channeling? Like, even when I woke up, I'm like, what is this? Like, why am I having a vision about this dude? Megan Good. You know who Megan Good is? I'm gonna do a live on them on what I saw. That's gonna be probably tomorrow because I'm like so many things. Oh, I didn't mention this one. Very interesting. I'm gonna save this one. So maybe that's significant. Okay, so I guess I can't find the dream reference, but like you said, she's basically saying that, like the way that she said it though, and I wrote exactly how she said it. And I can't find it, child. Can't find it at all. Okay, so let's just move on, I guess. It will come. We will talk about that in the to be continued part. We'll talk about it because I try to look for it, can't find it. Okay, so the umbrella. So yeah, so we know what the storm is. We know what the umbrella is, right? The storm is God's warning to the people that I'm coming in. So when he said I'm coming in, that means he's activating his code. That means he's exposing something. So when he activates his code, he's exposing something. He may use one of his chosen ones to expose something. Yeah, she was very popular in 2000s. Um, I know that he's exposing something. Okay, like he uses people to expose something that's dark, something that was hidden, something that was buried. Something about always something with burial ground, something of the water. Okay, we mentioned water, dead in the water, the lake, right? The lake. But yeah, so the storm tells us something's being exposed. So that's what's coming in. That's God. That's God's message, God's clue, God's symbol. Say, it's me. I'm the one that's exposing this. It's not you guys. It's not like a liar. It's not a thief. It's not this. I'm exposing it. You had this much time to correct your wrong, and you have not decided to do that. Well, hey, now judgment day is here. Are you ready for what's coming? This is the year of truth. That's what God's basically saying. Like, hey, are you ready for what's coming? I'm going to expose you. So that's what the storm reference. And I kept seeing that for the last 2 days. Okay? So so the storm. And then the next one is the umbrella. Like I mentioned, the umbrella is a symbol of God. Like God saying, like, hey, like the umbrella rep is too coded. Okay, it's God's symbol to say, hey, I'm here because the storm already passed, but I got the umbrella. I got them. Don't worry. Yes, there's like a whole bunch of pieces to them, but I got all of them in the palm of my hands. I got all of them in the palm of my hands. You have nothing to worry about. And then when I sing that song, can you feel my rain? Feel my rain. God says, I got all of them that did you wrong, to all the souls. Something about the souls that their stories were never told. Their stories were buried. There was a cover up. Don't worry, I got that in the palm of my hand. And yes, I felt your tears. I felt your pain. Don't worry. I'm exposing them. I'm casting judgment on them. I'm here. Okay, so that's what I got with umbrella. Okay, and then ring. This is what's really this kind of tricky to me. The ring. Okay, Yari, you mentioned the ring. I didn't see the ring in the movie Jason, but there was a ring that my mom had, and she doesn't wear no jewelry. But I found that odd yesterday when she wore it. I'm like, and I looked, I'm like, why are you wearing that ring? The ring was very interesting. It was very like, it looked Native American to me. And I asked her because she don't wear jewelry because she's very like religious and they believe not to wear jewelry. But that specific day, yesterday, she wore a ring. And this ring was very unique. It was yesterday or the day before yesterday. It's one of those days. But I believe it's yesterday morning when I saw her. Or yesterday afternoon. And I told her, like, why are you wearing that ring? And then today I saw or I heard, oh, the song again, Chris Brown, Who Won't Smoke With Me? Who Won't Smoke With Me? The song Weakest Link. Something about Weakest Link. But, anyways, in that song, he says something about Kiss the Ring. Okay, and then I just kept seeing the ring being referenced, the ring. So I wrote, oh, and then not only that, earlier today, I was scrolling to show, like, I opened my social media. And the first video that popped up was someone ringing a bell. Okay, that's what I heard. So I said, okay, maybe the ring reference ringing the bell. But then I heard ringing, something ringing. So someone's ringing the bell, like alarm, but like some type of alarm. Like again, it all connects because the storms talk about God's exposing something. I'm coming, I'm activating a code, I'm sending someone to expose something of that was buried. I gave them time, I gave them warning, but they never corrected their wrong. So now I'm casting judgment on them. And the umbrella is saying that I kept seeing umbrella for like a whole week, 7 days. I kept seeing the umbrella. It's saying, so the umbrella represents God's code, but it also represents God's symbol, right? So it's coded for a type of system, corporation, organization, something like that, that has a lot of pieces to it, a lot of corrupt, it's like a group, but it's like it's connected. It's not just one group, it's all connected as one. And God's saying, okay, I got them in the palm of my hands. Don't worry, I got them all. I got all of them, each and every one of them in the palm of my hands, and I'm holding that umbrella. I got them. And then the song, can you feel my rain? Yes, I feel your pain. Okay, and then the ringing the bell, ringing the bell. Okay, so it talks about ringing the alarm. So that's how I decoded those things. Like I had to like really break it down, but that was very interesting. The ring, the umbrella, the storm. Okay, it all connects as one message, one clue. Well, each of them is our clues, but it's all one message. Okay, this is a code, and I kind of uncovered it. Okay, like something about something's gonna be lift, a lid's gonna be popped off. Oh, you just lift the lid. You just lift the top off. This is just the beginning. And then I said something about volcano erupting. So like think of a volcano that was sleeping, that it was never activated. It was never like in its resting. It was never in its natural form, right? This volcano. It was just no one would think it's a volcano, right? Until all of a sudden someone lift the top or someone uncover it, and then it goes, "Oop, here I am. Can you feel my rain?" And then something's going to erupt. He says justice won't postpone anymore. Yes, it's not even about postponing. It's about like it's not even stalling. It's more of like it's always going to be that because God knows everything about you, whatever move you make. But God also give you a chance, a choice, free will. He gives you free will to like, okay, you did that wrong. It was horrible, but you can still correct it. Will you do it? But God knows if you're going to do it or not. Something about all knowing, okay, all seeing. So God knows, like, you're not going to correct it. Even though He gives you that time to do it, He already knows that you're not. So it's like He gives you that time, but He also gives Himself time as well. God gives Himself time because He's like, okay, I'm gonna give you time, but I'm also gonna give you like I'm gonna put a deadline. Like it's like a clock. Once that clock hit noon, you know how every fairy tale is like hit midnight. Once the second hand hit that 12 or something like that. And once it hits that 12 and that clock rings, it sets the alarm, time's up. You had your chance. That's what I got. Time's up. You had your chance. Okay? So that's how I got with that. Okay? So I wanted to do that very quickly. Now we're going to go. Yes, he does. He does give compassion to those that do wrong. He gives them chances after chances after chances to correct themselves. And those chances after chances is time. He gives you time. Because over time, don't you realize that over time we grow? Like every soul grow into some type of capacity, we grow, right? Even if you commit a crime and you get sent to prison, those who have, a longer sentence, Some of them, many of them learn their ways. They correct themselves in prison because over time they realize what they've done. Because back then their mind wasn't developed, or their mind was at a state where it was low. But in prison, it's like they have so much time to like really self reflect, and they have access to books and stuff like that to really understand like, oh, like what they did was wrong, so they change. So God understands that. God understands that with time we evolve, with time we grow. Okay, so that's why he gives us time to evolve and grow and change our ways. But again, there is a time limit, a time, I got time difference, but there's a time difference between the time that he gives you and the time that he set. Okay, so the time he gives you and the time that he set, because you know there's two hands in the clock. That's the message. There's two hands in the clock. Remember that. There's a time difference. Ain't the shorter hands, it counts the seconds, right? The longer hand counts the hour or so. Do I need to go back to elementary school? I think I do, to like restart all over. I gotta learn the traditional clock, but to refresh my memory here. But there's two hands on a clock, and that's very significant. Longer is the minutes, the shorter counts the hour. Okay, the shorter counts, but I feel like the shorter one is God, and the longer one is the souls. He gives the souls time, but he also like it's like playing catch up, like like the snake reference, the snake eating its tail. Like if once the snake reaches its tail, game over, time's up, something like that. Once it comes together, game over, time's up. You had time, and the longer hand, like you said, Yari, it's more time. No, the shorter hand is more time. You said the shorter counts the hour, the longer counts the minutes. Well, hey, God still gives you time. He still gives you time. Wow. He still gives you time. Everything has already happened. Yeah, like will be past, present, and future. Because you know how they said in like, oh, time doesn't exist. I never understood that concept because I still don't believe that. But I said, how can it not exist when we know the past exists, we know the present exists, but people feel like it happens simultaneously. It's all happening at once, but I feel like time has to catch up. It's not if it has to catch up, then it's not happening at once. Like everything already exists. Okay, something like that, maybe so, but I just never understand. Yeah, it's something about like wow, something I didn't even know I still had a little thing on my. um, yeah, I don't think people understand the concept of time. Every possibility already exists. Yes, there's no way humans can create such an intricate concept. It exists. Yes, Yari. So every possibility already exists. So every possibility already exists. Every choices, every mistake, like it's like, but how does God know everything? That's the question as well. Like everybody knows that God is all knowing, all seeing. We all heard that in the Bible. If even if you're not familiar with that, I'm sure you heard that concept about God. God is all knowing, all seeing. If that is so, he's all knowing, all seeing, but to what like God is something else. It's not what we think. God, like who we think God is not what it's unbelievable. Okay, it's something that we haven't heard of before, who God is. Because God, I feel like God is a mystery. God is some type of a, a, something that cannot be defined. But everybody wants to seat at the table. Everybody wants to meet God. Everybody wants to know God. But it's like, we'll just leave it there. It's too much. Yeah. I don't think it's possible for us to truly comprehend the massiveness that is God. Yes. So I'm not even going to attempt. So let's leave that there. Because I'm like, ooh, that's going to put me in a rabbit hole trying to understand that. But I know that God exists because we, not only that, I also know God have, like, God's codes exist. And we're going to start to see things come together. Something about something forming together. Something's brewing. Something's making its way. Okay. Where I'm at right now, I'm in Florida. Okay. And lately it's been raining a lot. Okay, it's been raining a lot, and then we're supposed to have a little storm, a tropical storm in my city. So there's something like that. So something may be exposed. Oh, I didn't check my email today, Yari. I'm gonna check it. I have a lot of things that I have to get through. When you mentioned the entity guide, you to the lake, I saw an image in my mind very good. Oh, really? When you talking about when I was breaking down Camp Crystal Lake, that part, I was like decoding like Camp, Crystal, and Lake. And I said about Lake was some type of burial ground for the dead, but something, it has to be in the water. And I said dead in the water. And then, but the water is significant because I've been seeing a lot of reference to water lately as well. So something power, what God, whoa, what? God is a powerful water, what? I don't know, but something about water. I don't know what the heck I was trying to say. Like there was a woman guiding what top hero thing. Wait, what? It. Oh, you talking about? Oh, okay. You're talking about the souls that passed, that their story was never buried. It was never told, and I was referencing the Native Americans when they died. There is an actual true story. The movie Friday the 13th is a franchise, but I feel like this original story connects to something much larger, something that happened long ago, where it was a lot of death, and I want to get to that in the next part. We about to go. We about to go now because I have to. Yeah, we about to go to the next one. But yeah, let's go to the next one, and I'm gonna break it down. Oh yeah, in the vision, there was a woman that I saw when I was watching the movie, and it was some type of being, but she was giving me direction. She was pointing, like she was pointing, and she was giving me direction where to go to find this cursed land. Okay, she was giving me direction to where to go to find this cursed land. She was basically guiding me to where I need to go, but she was like also guarding this place. And she recognized me. Maybe she knew I was like one of the chosen ones. Who knows? But let's go to the next one so we can um, move along. So I'm gonna see you guys in the next life. Later.